Hey everybody! Welcome back. To those of you who are returning subscribers, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. And for those of you who are new, hi there. Thanks for coming and checking out my channel. I'm going to be kind of going through this weekly check-in rather quickly today. My kids have been on snow days this last week. We've had 2 blizzards. We're going to go sledding and build some snowmen. So I'm going to hop right to it just so that we can go enjoy this fun weather. But here we are at my weekly check-in sheet for variable expenses, and this was week 3 up here. I'm just going to do week 4 down here, and this is our weekly check-in for paycheck number 2, and the dates of the transactions. Oh my goodness, I did not write that down. Normally I write it down over here, but we're going to be looking at transactions from the 21st until the 27th. Okay, and then this is for week number 4. And just for the sake of saving time, I normally show you guys an example, but really I just use this remaining section over here, and I come and find the last purchase I'd made. And you can see at Costco, we ended up going over our $400 budget. So in the last 2 weeks, we spent $436.76. And then what I do is just subtract that from what we spent in the first week, which was week 3 for this paycheck. Groceries this week, we had spent $225.02. We were over by that $36.76. Eating out and entertainment, we were able to salvage that one. This was just a movie rental from Prime. That was for $3.99. We do a movie night, and we ended up being under budget by $468, even with all of the eating out we did last week. Household and pets, we are over budget here. My husband ended up transitioning our fish tank to a predator tank, so we had to get that set up, and then we had food that we had to buy, some household items, so we were quite a bit over budget there. Gas, we had spent $99.76. My husband and I had both filled up, so we were just barely over budget by $9.78. My husband, he had spent $32.74 from his $80 allowance, but so he has still $25.40 remaining, but that goes into this dad bod sinking fund because my husband and I don't have money set aside for like clothing or more expensive hobby purchases, beauty purchases for me, that sort of thing. So we just build it up in a sinking fund whenever we have money left over from our spending for the week. And I did not spend anything. Sorry, my handwriting is a hot mess right now with me rushing. But I still had $53.22 remaining. But again, that's going to be zero because it's going to a sinking fund. My oldest, he did not spend anything. And you guys, he has been banking on shoveling driveways this week. So props to him. So proud of him for taking that initiative. And my daughter, she didn't spend anything, but she did last week, and she had $11.02 left. And then my youngest, he had spent $14.49. And this is just like little toys or treats, that sort of thing, when I'm saying that they've spent money, especially the littles. And then my oldest, he's a teenager, so his is usually cash that I give him. And let's see. My youngest still had $5.51 remaining from the $20 we budget for them. So when you add all of this together, that totals $450.85. But that's not including this zeroing out my husband and mine spending. When you do zero that out, we do end up being over budget by $65.39. So if we were not putting this money into a sinking fund, we would have been under budget. But we're just gonna take that loss and and move on. But that is going to take care of all of these yellow boxes, which are my variable expenses. Now I'm going to get you guys switched over to my paycheck budget sheet, and we're going to go ahead and go over the other transactions for this week. All right, here we are back at my paycheck budget sheet. Again, I'm sorry this video is so rushed, you guys. I just got kids going in and out. We're excited to go play in the snow. But anyways, we're gonna start here at the top here with income, and I am closing out this paycheck as well. And I had some money for interest that came in, and I track everything down to the last penny. For my money, I know that some people will round, but that's just what works best for me to track everything. And so we had 7 cents of interest, $6,380.46. And then that will take care of the green box, which is income. Now we're going to move over here to our pink boxes, which are the bills, and we'll start here with insurance, and that had come in close to budget. I always round these, and I try to round up. I try to overestimate income or underestimate income and overestimate bills to give us a cushion. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And then daycare was as usual, $174. Alexa had come out at $14.99. And then our sinking funds, I made the $2,000 contribution. And then the HELOC, we actually did not end up owing anything. And when you add all of these together, we did actually end up being over budget, but that was, most of that was with investments and extra loan payments. But I am still going to write it in red, and that's to account for our dependent care flexible spending account money that came out for last year. And this came to $4,381.07. And we're going to need to stick with our red pen again, moving over here to our variable expenses. Groceries, starting with that, we were over budget. We spent $436.76. We were under budget on eating out and entertainment. That was $95.32. Household and pets was way over budget at $185.06. And then gas was just barely over budget at $159.78. And then my husband and I, we're just gonna say that we spent an even $80. And then my oldest, he did not spend anything. My daughter, she had spent $8.98. She was under budget. My youngest, he had spent $14.49. We did not have any unbudgeted again, you guys, and we did end up being over budget. We spent $1,060.39. Now, what we'll do is, let's see, I'm going to figure out what our cash flow is because as I mentioned to you guys last week, I'm going to build up this student loan sinking fund amount and try to pay off my last student loan, likely the end of February, but I'm just putting that extra debt into a sinking fund for now. So since we are closing out this paycheck, our cash flow is going to go into that student loan sinking fund. So we'll figure out what that is. We're going to take 63.80.46 minus our fixed, which is this 43.81.07 minus our variables over here, 10.60.39, and that comes to, so we were less. And that's funny. It's like a round number. It's going to be an even $939. Okay. Now what we'll do is come down here to our sinking funds, And first we have our student loan contribution, which is going to be that $939. And then my husband, or the Maface, is going to get $53.22 contributed to it. My husband will have $25.40 contributed to his, and we did not use anything from any of the categories this week, but there were lots that we used from last week. And you guys will see that tomorrow when I post my sinking fund video, which I'm going to be filming it after this, so it'll be just as speedy. But that's going to take care of sinking funds. I don't have anything to address down here in our debt table. And that's really going to wrap up this video, you guys. Thank you all so much for stopping by. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Sorry that I didn't have more time to chat with you guys. I do enjoy doing that, but you know, family comes first. I do really enjoy coming on here though and hanging out with you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you tomorrow for sinking funds.